Good morning. It's Susan Smith with StampCreatively. I am downstairs getting ready for camp, so you get to do a little bit of camp with me today. I know you're super excited. Oh, don't you love my mug? Wait a minute. Let me turn it. Lord, if you can't make me skinny, please make all my friends fat. I mean, true, right? Who wants to be around skinny people? I'm kidding, I love my skinny friends. Okay, so I have camp this week. I had a team meeting yesterday, and so let me show you kind of how my gig is set up. Oh, we add Violet to the mix. So I have a table. This is my husband's pool table that he says is not a card table, it's a pool table. I have out some kits, last month's paper pumpkin. I'll turn my music off. These are swaps that I get from my team. So I have those. I have a definition of what my club is, a preview of what I'm doing next month. Wait a minute, I'm trying to flip it. Oh well, so you can read the words because it's backwards. But once I've started the video, I don't know where that button is. Oh, there it is. Okay, so there's those. And then I have out what Stampin' Up! Is introducing next month. The bundle with the Here Together stamp set and the DSP and the blends. And I found a mug, of course. So my camp is all set up and we're gonna do a couple of camp projects. I have to make me upside down to do this. I practiced. The hardest part for me is one, not making you vomit. But two, there we go. I wanted you to see my cards in right side up and not backwards. So let me push this button. Do the words go the right way? No. I want you to be able to see what the words are. Sorry. There we go. Okay, so I can't see comments or anything like that because of the way my camera's pointing down at my table, but I'm going to show you how I made this card. This was one of the favorites yesterday. So I'm using our masks. These masks are in, I can now show you the catalog. And don't forget, I love the Ready reference. So I can go back here, and here they're called Butterflies and Flowers on page 65. And they're up here in the corner. I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing. And it's $10 for the set of masks, and you get 6 of them. So here are my 6 masks. I've got the butterflies. I've got some good background ones. And then these are the 2 I'm using. So let me show you how I'm using them. So this is the first one I'm going to use. And I kind of put my colors in order. I'm using papaya. And then I have my polished pink and my succulents. And one of my team members asked me how I chose those colors. I told her I kind of just went with in colors. Okay, I think that's good. I'm sorry if you see my hair or my head turned around. I haven't done it like this before, but there was no way I could. I mean, you know, technology and I are such friends. For me to bring out all my technology was not going to work. So I decided to just do it on my phone. So, you know, the smart thing would be for me to do is go in and get my computer and make sure you could see me and carry my laptop around. But nope, that makes me want to smoke and drink. So we're going to go with this. And then if I need to ask for forgiveness or grace, I will. So I'm going to start with the papaya. I've laid my stencil down. My team they were my guinea pigs yesterday. They kind of evaluated this for me. They said if you put a little Post-it note on one of the edges, whichever one you choose, then you can kind of lift it up and check it and know you can lay it right back down. So I said, okay. So I'm going to kind of smush my little blending brush in here. The blending brushes are in the annual catalog. When I got them, my daughter stole some for her makeup because she likes them. They're really fantastic. They clean real well. You know, I was kind of skeptical because I'd never used them before, but they're really good. So I'm going to go around this flower. I'm not pushing really hard because there are such detailed fine lines in this. But I'm just going around it. I want to make sure I found that I like it a little better when my edges are a little darker. So I'm going to put a little bit more color on my edges. Okay, so now we'll lift and see how I'm doing. Oh, it's so pretty. Did you just ooh and ah? I mean, you should have, because that's pretty fantastic. And now I am going to take this one and line it up. You can kind of look down at it and see that my goal for the stencil is to cover the white. So I'm going to put that down. Then because my downline told me to, I'm going to put this here. And then this is the polished pink. So I'm going to go over it with the polished pink. And you're not sure what I'm doing, but are you ready? Be prepared. Oh, wait a minute. Let me put a little more pink over here. Here we go. Oh, yay. It's so pretty. I have a little wipey thing here for people to wipe it off in between uses. I was afraid to put a baby wipe out here, afraid this would get too wet and then this would get wet. People get a little crazy with the wipies. Then with this one, I wanted to add the leaves. I covered those flowers because I found out that I was no good not getting the ink in the flowers. So I'm just going to lay this over the top and kind of go to the edge of my flowers. Try to make sure I don't see any of those pretty colors that I've already put down. You know what? Do I have it going the wrong way? Let's try this way. Seem to be getting a lot of color. Nope, I had it right the other way. So this is when I need music to adjust by, so you could listen to music. Okay, so there it is. I'm going to put this over here again. I'm using the soft succulent. And I'm just going to go around my leaves. It was interesting because yesterday everybody's looked just a little bit different, depending on how much pressure they put on it, how much color they put on, because you get over here and you get kind of happy doing this and you kind of forget you need to move on eventually. Okay, so yay! Isn't that pretty? And now you don't need to see me go over to the die cut machine and cut this out, but this is what I would cut it. The reason I didn't pre-cut it is I found that this was too hard to hold. I gave them a little bit of extra paper. That's a lot of shimmering white for them to cut out, but you just kind of need to be able to hold on to it. So I used the gingham embossing folder, the papaya cardstock for my card base, and then I used these Special Moments, the stamp set, because almost any of these will fit in this die. So I'll cut that out. I needed a sympathy card, but now I also need I need a thank you card, so I'm going to use this one. And all those come from the Scalloped Contour dies. One of my favorites, annual catalog. Boom, baby. Oh, here's the ribbon. It's the Pale Papaya in color ribbon. Okay, I'm going to close these up. And I'm going to show you some more cards. When people come to my camp, just so you know how I do it, if you live in Indiana and you want to come to my camp, you're always welcome. It is free if you place a $60 order. If not, it's $20. Okay, so over here. And I do a card club every month. And so I always like to do a card with my card club. So that's what this one is. Now they won't get this exact same card for card club, but this is kind of a preview so they can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm going to walk you over here. Sorry, I'm afraid if I tilt it, I'm going to screw it up. Here's Violet Michelle. She's a chair warmer. She does an outstanding job. This one is done with a pretty daffodil paper that's in Celebration. Here is our next project. I have these sit on my table too for the people that, oops, that was loud. I'm scooching a chair out. I have some stand-up tables and some sit-down tables. The last card I just did was at the stand-up table. Now we're going to sit down. So I have these. These are little jam jars. And then I cut up a chamois and I wet these before they come so they can just wipe things off when they schmutz. I don't know why that works, but it does. Okay, so this is the Hello Ladybug. And so what I wanted to do when I created her, I wanted her to have lots of colors. So she does. But I wanted to, first of all, she's just cute. But I wanted to use this background stamp that's in the catalog that I really like because I like the background stamp in there. So I'll show you how this goes together. Forgive me for banging around my stamp pads. But I mean, I got them open. And sometimes I use a lot of colors, sometimes I don't. This one just needed all these colors. Anytime I tried to take out a color, I just wasn't happy. So let me show you how I put this together. I use the Soft Sea Foam and Gentle Waves. This is in the new January to June catalog. Okay, so my Gentle Waves is just stuck in my case. And I'm gonna just use a piece of Whisper White. And I'm gonna cut the Whisper White 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to put this down. Just kind of tap this all over here. I don't want it to be liney, so I want to make sure I kind of move that quickly and not squish. This is one of those non-squishing cards because if you squish, you're going to get liney. We don't want to be liney, so I'm going to lay this down. And I can like close the case and kind of push it around. If you're afraid you're going to get messy, sometimes they'll slide this paper, because I always have a scrap piece of paper here, and like smooth it down. Or you can just get it on your fingers and you're fine. So then this comes up. See, I have pretty waves. Over here I missed it a little bit, and it's a little liney in a little places, but I'm going to cover so much of that up that I'm not gonna worry about that. So let me show you how I'm gonna cover that up. So I have this got moved. That's okay. I had it set up the way I thought they should stamp it because I think my leaves need to go in the middle. Oh gosh, look. Butterfly. So I'm gonna take, this is Granny Apple. Got my big leaf that I'm going to put right here in the middle. I'm going to stamp him off. I put my Pierce mat underneath because when I find when I use these bold stamps, I just like it better. This is Mango. And all of these images are in the stamp set. So see, that where it wasn't perfect doesn't matter when I add my pretty flowers. I'm gonna put some up here. Then I have, these are the, oh, come on, Susan, where's your word names? It's ink, it's the Mambo, Melon Mambo. Look at me, I didn't put that on the top the way I normally like it. Well, okay, see, I will show you how I fix all of my 99 issues. I'm going to add the words that say, you can bug me anytime. I'm gonna put that up there. I've got some little dots. We like a little dot. And then I have flower centers. sometimes get in the center and sometimes don't. So now it's all stamped. I'm going to show you how I do her wings. So the last color I put on was espresso. So when you do the wings, oh, someone left their paper in there because they didn't listen to me. When you do your wings, I always like practice, so I know if I lay this down here, my wings need to go this way for them to punch out the way I want them to. So there are my wings. Line up my wings. And then I found I couldn't get the black to stamp the way I liked it. It frustrated me. And I didn't want my customers to get frustrated here. You know, sometimes you can get a good black image, and then sometimes I just couldn't get friendly with it. So I just used black cardstock to punch out the body. It's just one of those bigger, bolder, flatter stamps that sometimes works better than others. Okay, so I'm going to take dimensional. And my ladybug's gonna have some dimension. Come on, friends. It's so weird to be down here talking to myself. I'm really talking to you, but it sounds like I'm talking to myself. And not to have any music or anything like that. I need another drink. I didn't bring my tea with me. Okay, so I don't know if you saw what I did, but I took my bone folder and just ran it around the edges because I need my wings to look like they fly. I need to be in flight. I'm gonna put it up here. See how I'm kind of covering up those little flowers? That I didn't like the way they did their thing. So now I want to add some embellishments. These are those pretty iridescent rhinestones. I'm gonna put them in a couple of flower centers. And then I used them on some of her dots. Now, sometimes when I mail these cards, like I've done this, I'll put some dimensionals behind here so they don't flatten when they go in the mail. Look at me, I wasn't even centered the whole time. I apologize for all the things you wanted to see and didn't. So I have some butterflies here. Don't cover up the words, friend. Okay. So I added some of those pretty, these are those brushed brass butterflies. We're gonna mount her on Poppy Parade because I held up all the colors and I liked this one best. So she's gonna get mounted on Poppy Parade. But before I mount her, I took these ribbons. Not sure why that piece is cut, but I took some of the gingham and just kind of flopped it over. Oh, it comes with a dimensional. And then I took one of the other colors, and I have either one of these. All of these ribbons. The gingham comes from the August to December catalog, but it's a carryover, so you can still get it. And these other ribbons come in a bundle that are in the annual catalog. So there's that. And then I'm going to take a glue dot. So I just wrapped the other piece around and tied it so I had two colors. Then with a glue dot, I'm going to stuff it up under here. Kind of where my flower disaster was. And then I have some pretty flowers right up there at the top. And I have a butterfly stuck to me again. I've got butterfly issues. So there you go, friends. That's that project. Okay, I have another table of projects that I'm going to show you. this card is done with the shimmering paper, the new pearl paper in the catalog. The sun is coming in my window. I don't know if you can see this. I've got a lot of shadows. And it's not like I can put curtains on it. I'll scooch over here a little bit. See if you can see this. This is the pearlized. And what I did was I took these two Dottie Hearts from the annual catalog. And I'm going to scooch this over here so we're out of the sun so you can see it. So I just ran these through the embossing folder, one on the top and one on the bottom. And that makes that pearlized paper. Lovely. Then I added ribbon. These come out of the Sweet Conversations dies and stamp set. Thought that was really pretty. Great Valentine's Day. Some people didn't put all the words on because they're going to use it as a wedding card. Okay, so let me show you my last project at this table. This is a Celebration Explosion. I'm using the Sunshine and Rainbows 6x6 DSP. I'm using the Driving By Celebration stamp set. And then I'm using the Brilliant Rainbow dies. Okay, so what I want to show you is the Brilliant Rainbow dies DSP, or DSP and the Rainbow dies go together. So that's how I made my rainbow. On the front of the card. One of the dies in that stamp set does the rainbows, so that's how I did this. Then I just used Designer Series paper. They got to pick what they wanted for the background. And then this cloud DSP goes with the cloud punch. And then I always use the edges, and that's where these come from. So this was just a couple of die cuts and a couple of punches. The card went together so cute. You've got style also comes from the Driving By. And so there's a little car. Then we colored the car with blends and fussy cut it to add it to my card. And then I use some of those resin stars too. I needed some stars with my clouds. Okay, now I'm going to turn you around again. I threw you. You know, again, I threw a lot of things, really. Things came off the table, things came... Sorry. All right, friends, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. We will do it again another day. I'll be back next Wednesday again at 9 o'clock. But thanks for joining me. I hope you like my cards. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Make sure you go over to my YouTube channel because some of these cards are on my YouTube channel and you can see them in a little bit more detail. So thanks for joining me. Have a great day and we will see you soon. Bye.